If you're used to solving your problem alone, then I think you have gotten to the place where you don't actually ask for help. You try to solve things by yourself. You try to go through major life transitions, problems that come up in your life. You try to troubleshoot and find a solution and move on. And it has worked for you. But that is a trauma response. I know that you're going to look at this video and be like, nope. But I'm going to give you some reasons why you don't ask for help so that you may find your reason, you may be able to name your experience. Because sometimes, actually, we go through these things and we don't even know we're doing anything wrong. We just feel like, I'm strong. I get my stuff together. I keep pushing. I find solutions by myself. But that's not how we're actually meant to function. We need each other. If we didn't need each other, there'll just be one of us on this earth. But the fact that we are 8 billion, that means we need each other to go through life in general, the happy times, the sad times, the low, the highs. Not only when it's happy or you're trying to celebrate, then you bring people around you. And when you're going through things, you do that journey by yourself. And I'm not going to say it has not worked for you. It has. It got you here. But there is a time in your life where it is not going to help you. You cannot heal in isolation anymore. Maybe you have done the healing in isolation. You had a breakup, you healed in isolation. You had a divorce, you healed in isolation. But there are some times where things will happen to you and isolation is not the solution. You need people. So if you're listening to this, I'm going to tell you the major reason why people do not ask for help is because they are hyper independent. And it is not quite their fault. True, it is not, because they have gotten to a place where they have been disappointed over and over and over again. And the only way is for them to put their trust in themselves and handle business by themselves. So you see, it is not a situation of, I don't want to ask for help. They have a programming from their experience that I will not get help anyways. Even if I ask, I will be disappointed. And that is not a lie. Their experience has shown them over and over again. And sometimes it could be from your upbringing. You had parents or guardians that actually were not there for you as a child. As a child, you need a guidance, you need your parents there to help you. But your parents were either not emotionally available, they were not even available to you in person. Maybe parents that had to work so much and you had to do everything by yourself. You learn to be hyper independent. Or parents are emotionally unavailable, they leave you to go through life. As a child, you don't even understand what is happening to you, all the emotions bubbling in you. They are meant to provide that care and love and tenderness to you, but they don't provide it because they lack it. So you see how the cycle goes. They lack it, they don't provide it to you, and then you process your emotions, process your childhood by yourself without the help of another person or an adult or another person in general. It doesn't even have to be your parents, maybe your siblings too were not there for you. You just realize that I'm alone. I have to do this thing called life alone. It is not true. I need you to challenge that thought process, challenge that pattern of behavior. If you don't, it's going to keep you stuck because it's going to be a point in time where you need people. You need people not to bring solutions to you per se, but to hold space for you. That hyper independence is not going to help you. It's going to keep you in your own loop, ruminating about the issue, not having a solution, always thinking nobody's there for me. Those are the things that keep you in that pattern of hyper independence. But for you to break free, you need to ask for help. And one thing I'm also going to say is some people don't even know what to ask for because you don't need solution, you don't need pity. So you're going in between this thing of, I really don't need anybody. I'm strong. I'm strong. Are you really strong? You are not strong. If you're going through something major, nobody is that strong. You are going to break down. But sometimes what happens in these individuals that don't even know what to ask for is because they have not dug deep into their emotions. So it's all surface level because they think that I need to ask for something tangible. Help me find a job. Maybe you lost your job. You want to come up with tangibility for the other person to do. Help me find a job or give me money for groceries or something that you know that they can actually do. But there is another type of asking for help, wherein you have to dig deeper within yourself to understand what am I experiencing and why is it that I cannot put it in words. You have to understand what am I feeling. You have to go back to the feeling. If you're going through a major transition, are you feeling anger? Are you feeling sad? Then when you understand that emotion, what is it tied to? Is it tied to guilt? Is it tied to shame? Let's say you lost your job and all of a sudden you feel shameful, like you take on that shame of maybe I should have done more at that job. Maybe I should have put in my best. And you carry that shame thinking it was your fault. But you need to express that healthily to the people around you, not for pity, but so that they know how to encourage you. Because sometimes when you go through a major transition, you don't need solution. You're already hurting. You're in pain. So what you need is, you know what? I just want to tell you that I feel shameful this period of my life. What does that require? It requires you to be vulnerable. And some people, when they're in their low place, low state, vulnerability is the last thing they want to feel because you're already so low and so down, experiencing what you're experiencing, going through this major change. Then you're telling me I should be vulnerable with another person. That is what you're meant to do. And I'll challenge you that if you do that, you will get the help you need. Maybe not a job, but you get people that remind you of who you are when you're down, when you're doubting yourself, when you feel you're not good enough, when you feel that shame creeping up. People are there to remind you that is why you need to ask for help. Because sometimes people don't know what you need, and so they are scrambling because they think, oh, I'm just going to offer a solution to her, get her a job, say that thing so that she doesn't feel bad about her divorce. But when you tell people, this is how I actually feel, this is what I'm processing within me, then they can come back to you and tell you, no, this is how I see you. And those are the times you need the reminder for you to now get yourself together and leave that state, because in that state of feeling woe is me, I'm not good enough, where you're kind of victimizing yourself, you need reminders, encouragement that you are better than this. You are not the person that you see yourself as. You have people, good people around you to encourage you. So I'm not saying go and tell any Tom, Dick, and Harry what you're experiencing. I'm saying make sure that you have good people around you where you can be vulnerable, because in vulnerability, then you can really get to the root of what you need that period, and people can support you better. Another reason why people don't ask for help, this is a negative learned helplessness. Some people, they have always gotten away with people taking care of them, people giving them the solution. So when they are in a pickle, they don't know how to ask for help because they feel like you should look at them and figure it out, because that's what they do. They act like they are helpless. I don't know what to do. Then people come to them. But that causes learned helplessness. So when you're going through what you're going through, you just are mad at people that they cannot figure out what you need, because that's what you have been doing all along, and people have been taking care of the things. When they see, oh, she's sad, try to make you happy, take you out. But you can't really sit by yourself and say, what do I need currently? Articulate it, tie it to a feeling, get to the bottom of it, and then return to your friends or your support system to say, this is what I feel, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I need at this point in time. So if you're that person that always think, oh, I'm just going to act helpless, let people figure out what I need, at some point it's not going to work for you. In short, as an adult, you should not even be acting like that. You should get over it and start getting into your feelings, start speaking up. People cannot smell what you need. You need to be the one to sit with yourself, see your situation, get in touch with your feelings, then ask for what you need. Another reason why people do not ask for help is overthinking. They are always going to think about, what if? There's this thing of what if. What if I ask and people don't come? What if, what if, what if? You stay there stewing in the what if syndrome instead of saying to yourself, you know what? I better speak up and let me know who is going to be there for me, because actually it's a good calibrator of who is in your corner. Because sometimes you have all these yes men or all these people around you, friends that you've acquired, but it's only when you're going through a rough patch, a rough period, that you can then tell who can support you genuinely. But you have to speak up and tell them what you need. Because some people support you how they want to be supported. Somebody could cook and come and give to you, but you're like, that's not what I need. But that's what would have worked for them. So until you speak up and tell the other person, this is what I need, then they will be able to meet you based on what you have asked that you need for that period. So it's very important that you don't stew in overthinking, overthinking what the other person is going to say, overthinking what the situation might look like, overthinking that you may be rejected, overthinking that you may be abandoned, overthinking that people will see you as less than. That is all playing in your mind. Nothing is real. It is only real if you do it and you get the response that you have thought about, then yes, it's real. But most of the time, we don't even get to asking because we have overthought the situation, we have stewed in it, and we have decided it's not a good idea for me to ask for help because they might. For you to grow, you have to tap into vulnerability. For you to grow, you have to know how to articulate your feelings. For you to grow, you need people in your corner. You cannot do it alone. So, these are some of the reasons why people do not ask for help. And if you find your situation being called out as I spoke, it is important for you to start rewiring your brain and doing things differently. If you learned helplessness, unlearn it. Start meeting people where they are. Start asking for what you need. Start taking charge of your life. People cannot keep dragging you and keep doing things for you. Do things for yourself. If you overthink, try out asking. Instead of stewing, overthinking in your brain, act, ask, do something physically, make it reality so that you know, okay, yeah, people don't like me, they will not be there for me. Instead of thinking that in your brain constantly. If you're the person that is hyper independent, it is very important you start unlearning that hyper independence. Learn to rely on people. People are nice. I know a lot of you will think, based on your past experience, that people are not nice, but you've grown. You've worked on yourself. You're here watching this kind of videos is because you know that you're growing, you're changing. And if you're doing the work, you are going to start attracting better people. Maybe the people you attracted in the past were based on where you were at that level, but you cannot use that to judge where you're going to. Give people a chance. It's very, very important you take this. Give people a chance. They will surprise you. And you start changing your mindset about hyper independence. There's no need to isolate. Yeah, maybe take some time and figure out what you need, but invite people in to really help you get through your situation, because at some point, just doing it by yourself is not going to work. So, I've given you some of the things you can think about and some of the ways you can start changing it, because you must learn to ask for help. And I'm sure you're the kind of person that if somebody needs help, most of the time, that's what happens. If somebody needs help, you're there. You show up, you help them. But when it is your turn, you don't know how to ask for help. People want to help you. And this is the lesson that is coming right now. Change. It is possible to change. Give yourself that gift of rewiring your brain, changing your patterns of behavior so that you can really sit in this new identity. This your new identity, this change, this growth is all for you to embody the real authentic you. And then you're going to see things kind of just magnetized to you because you're not in that mindset. My fellow hyper independent person watching this, because I'm on the journey. I'm on the journey. I'm actively working through it. It is hard. Sometimes I want to, like, no, I don't need help. I'm like, no. Because that's how you actually even learn how to receive, by asking for help. Maybe things are not even coming to you because you don't even know how to receive. But if you start asking for help, that opens your receiving channel. That opens your abundance for you to get more. I hope this helped you. We're on the journey to our new identity. We're on the journey of unraveling patterns of behavior. We're on this journey together. And I want you to get something out of this. Every time you watch my video, I want you to leave with something that you can go and start applying to your life. I'll leave it here. If you love what was just shared, please come back. I'm Tracy. I share everything identity. We're trying to level up. We're trying to grow. We're trying to really know who we are so that we embody our truest and most authentic self. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.